some new things to talk about with Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Now, this isn't going to be too long of a video. It's going to be pretty quick, but they updated some things on the website, and that's why it's very good to check this website. And shout out to the boy for adding me on Twitter. Appreciate y'all whenever y'all tag me in these things so I can actually cover these things for y'all, man. But today's anime question is going to be, what has been your favorite feature so far revealed in Bleach Rebirth of Souls, or just a feature that you really like? It doesn't have to be your #1 favorite, man. For me personally, I really do like how some characters have a unique song that comes on whenever they go into their awakening. I think this is pretty cool, man. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell, do all those nice things so you can see all things Bleach, because we will be covering this game up until release, and after release we'll be doing guides for pretty much every character. I think I'll try to do one, man. But let's go ahead and hop straight into this video. So the thing we got to talk about today when we come over here to the website, we got to look about this thing. So if you've seen this pop up in the middle of the gameplay, strike back. And this is basically like a counter. I'm not going to say it's like a parry, but it's basically when you time your strikes where you hit somebody right before they attack you. And it says right here, if you time your attack well to hit your opponent as they're about to launch their attack, it will result in a strike back counter hit. Strike back deals more damage than the usual to the opponent, and the opponent who is attacked will suffer a longer recovery from the damage. Strike back also has 3 levels depending on the strength of the attack by the attacker, and the effect increases depending on the level. And one of the matches that I think I got to see this the most in was actually one of the first gameplays that we got, which was the Kruby Inside gameplay, where we saw Yoruichi versus Ichigo in the beginning. And I think the reason why we saw this so much with Yoruichi and Ichigo, partly because Yoruichi is one of the more faster characters in the game, and I think we're actually going to see this strike back animation happen a lot more whenever there's like a faster character going up against somebody that has slower swings. But for the most part, if you time it right, or if you are both button mashing and you hit them before they hit you, you're basically going to deal more damage, and you know it's also going to cause them to take longer to recover. And it says strike back has 3 levels. We mainly only saw it with like normal attacks, but we do get to see in the gameplay between Ichigo and Yoruichi that actually Ichigo is able to sidestep and then follow up with one of the key cone setup moves to actually hit him with the strike back. So we actually saw that this works not only using the light attacks, but maybe you can even use this with heavy attacks, and you can of course use it with your key cone setup moves. So this is maybe where you're going to start getting a little bit of the variation in the damage, and depending on also what their spiritual pressure moves are, maybe you'll actually be able to pull this off with a spiritual pressure move as well. But I think this is some good news to know that you can actually get this animation just from doing a sidestep. But let me know how y'all actually feel about, you know, this stuff. And now whenever you see strike back pop up, you're gonna know what this means. It basically means that you're able to hit the opponent before they can get their attack off, and it's like a counter attack. Now they did add some more things on here, and they added some details. I don't know if somebody's already, you know, talked about this, but I didn't know they added this to the website. But what they added was details about spirit drive and also sublimation. I don't know if this has been here, but this is some good information. So we know now that sublimation, when the fighting spirit is accumulated to a certain level while awakened, we still got to see if you can still get this even when you don't awaken, if you choose to not go into your awakening. We got to see that, because some characters have drawbacks of awakening, like Kamamura and also Renji. So can we make the choice to not awaken, or is this going to hurt us in the match? But it says soul destruction sublimation will be activated, further increasing the number of souls destroyed by the soul destruction technique. So this happens, basically this is another one of the comeback mechanics that's going to allow you to delete another Konpaku. And this is something that we kind of had in our mind, that we were thinking what it was, but we see here, I don't know how long this has been here, but this is confirmed. But what they also added was information about spirit drive, and I'm not sure if this has been here, but it says when a character's fighting spirit is fully charged in the awakened state, spirit drive is activated, only for characters without reawakening. I like this a lot. This is basically some good balance, because you don't know how strong reawakenings are going to be in the game, but I do like that they're making an adjustment to make it fair for people without reawakenings. And it says in spirit drive state, various abilities are enhanced as follows: increased damage dealt to enemies, reduce damage taken from enemies, so basically a defense boost, movement speed increase, and also increase the accumulation of spiritual power. So this is a very good balance that they're adding. And you see here it doesn't say anything about deleting more Konpaku, so spirit drive has nothing to do with deleting Konpaku. That comes solely from sublimation, which is a universal thing that everybody can get when they're awakened. But I think this is a very nice adjustment that they made to make things very balanced. And now whenever we see sublimation, strike back, and spirit drive, we will understand what all these things mean. And since we're already here, I wanted to go ahead and look at Harribel. And for the one person, I did see somebody comment and said it's Halibel, bro. I don't know, bro. They got Harribel here. I think the Japanese, I think they like to honor this name, and it might be because of the letters. I mean, I've told y'all before that I'm studying Japanese. I can know a little bit of it. They don't have L's in the Japanese letter system. They have an R though, so a lot of the times you'll see L's replaced with R's or something like that. Even though there is an L right here, it's probably not how they pronounce it when they say her name. It's probably Harribel, something like that, where it's not actually an L because they don't have an L. But when we look at some of the things in here, man, we look at the person. Nothing really too special here. I mean, it says she can control water and a single slash can cut an enemy, but we don't see any water in her moveset besides in her animation of actually, using her resurrection. But some things that it talks about. So, a super aggressive character who can close the distance with her high performance unique skills and keep pressuring her attacks. Her unique skills has a high chance of charging performance, and she doesn't allow her opponents to take any distance. She has a unique aura gauge that strengthens herself continuously landing attacks and is very powerful while fighting at her own pace. However, since her normal attack power is low, she runs the risk of being overtaken even if she wins in terms of number of attacks. In order to keep the aura gauge up, it is important to keep attacking without being on the defensive. So this is a rush character, and this is going to be, a very, I kind of figured that this was going to be a beginner friendly character if you just want to get on there. I mean, of course, some people are going to put some skill with it, but if you want to get on there and just mash some buttons and just fight, Harribel is going to be the one that you're going to want to use because you're going to be able to rush people. And also, like I said, it says here with the ease of use that she's a 4 out of 5. So we can see with the technique, her technique is a 3, her power is a 3, which is why they said it doesn't deal that much damage. Her toughness is a 3, not too bad with the defense. Her reach isn't the best though. She has a reach of 2, but her speed is maxed out. I think this is one of the few characters that we've seen maxed out with speed. I'm pretty sure Gin has a high speed, and also Yoruichi, so, and probably Soifone, so this is pretty interesting. We've already seen most of the moves, but we do get to see the signature action, and her signature action isn't actually a damaging move, it's for movement. It says a technique that charges towards the opponent and has a longer distance than a step, making it easier to close their distance. This technique itself does not have an offensive ability, but additional input during the charge can be used to branch out into corresponding techniques. So I know my combo maniacs are extremely excited about this, especially depending on if the follow-up is going to be different depending on your input, depending on if you do a light attack or a heavy, or even if you do the special flash. If these all have different types of follow-ups, this is going to be very good for people that want to do some mix-up, and this is very much going to allow you to really pressure. This signature action goes very well with the aspect that this character is supposed to pressure you and give you no time to breathe. And also, we got a little bit more information about the aura gauge, because she got aura. I mean, I had to make the joke, man. Aura, she got aura. But it says right here, the gauge decreases over time. We knew this already, but we didn't know. Also, the more spiritual power you have accumulated, the faster it decreases. So it seems like they're going to be punishing you for building up your spiritual power. So you're actually not going to be wanting to let, your SP meter get that high up. You're going to want to use your spiritual pressure moves quickly and mainly probably rely on your close range and your heavy attacks and just keep spamming, because otherwise, if you're working with a full spiritual pressure meter, your meter is going to decrease faster and you're not going to have as much leeway with the aura gauge. So this character is very much just rushing and just trying to end the match as quickly as possible. I do like how there's some variation with the characters, where some of them, have more of a play style of trying to extend the match to let themselves power up, while some of them want to get rid of you quickly and make this end very fast. I'm very interested to see how long these matches are going to be on average. I definitely think that depending on how long the matches are, some things need to be a guarantee. If the matches aren't going to be that long, even if they aren't that long, I hope this game has we're already talking about online stuff, but I hope this game has a rage quitting penalty, because if you are sitting through long games in this game and people are quitting through these long matches and you're not getting any of your points, and if they have a ranked mode, this is going to be extremely annoying. So that's one thing that I'm very much looking out for. We have to have rage quitting penalties, because if they don't, that is going to be a big issue, and they've been doing that a lot with the games that's been releasing, not having penalties for rage quitting, with Death Note having the lobbies completely disconnecting when somebody quits, and with Sparking Zero not having any type of penalties for people quitting. So hopefully there's rage penalties, especially if these matches are going to be a little bit longer depending on the characters that are getting used and things like that, man. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video and us talking about some things with Bleach. We typically don't make videos over the small things like this, but we had quite a few things to touch, and I think there are some things that are very much some key aspects and some key components to this game. But hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell, do all those nice things. Let me know one of your favorite features to the game so far, and hope to see y'all in the next video, man. We up.